Morning, everyone. Oh, sorry, afternoon. So, the state of the UK. It's pretty bad. I'm just walking down Seven Sisters Road. Actually, I'm just walking from Holloway Road down Seven Sisters Road near Finsbury Park end. And I've just seen a random thing. Like, I just saw a gentleman just go up to a telephone box, like a telephone exchange, and there must have been some corn or some crumbs or something on there, like, I don't know, a bit of rubbish or unwanted food or whatever, and the man just went up there and just scooped it off and ate it. I tell you, like, Britain is broken. In a big 2024, you've got people doing this. I just carried on walking. I was looking at him and he just looked like he hadn't eaten in days. Another gentleman was sitting outside a store, just staring at him in disbelief. We both looked at each other, we just shook our heads and just moved on. Britain 2024. Mad. Anyway, have a good day.
Hi, can I get some car insurance? Of course, sir. What car do you have? Literally just an old 2010 Astra, 80,000 miles. Okay, and why do you use this car? To travel? Where do you keep the car during the day? Or more importantly, where do you keep the car during the night? Oh, it's out on the street. The street? So you don't have an underground bunker to keep it safe? No. Okay. Are you married? What? Why are you asking me that? Just curious, no need to be offended, sir. Are there any other people that live with you? Yeah, my parents. Okay. Would you like to add them to the policy? Why? Because it can lower the price. It can... So if my parents drive the car as well, then it's going to lower the price. How does that work? Don't worry about that. Okay, and why are you telling me this? Listen, I'm the one asking the questions. Last question. Do you plan on driving more than 1,000 miles per year? Yes. Okay, great. That's everything I need from you, sir. Okay, so what are my options? Okay, so with no black box, it's going to be £3,657, and with a black box, it's going to be £3,655.50. Oh my god, what the... Well, I suppose I have to pay it. Look on the bright side, at least if I break down, I'll be okay. Oh, you want to add breakdown cover? It's not included? What the...
Insurance in the UK is a scam. It doesn't matter if you can afford the car that you want, because you actually can't, because insurance won't allow you to get it because you have a new license and you're young. It makes zero sense when you think about it. I'm 20 and I just passed my driving test. So right here is the car that I really want. It's a blue Audi TT. I love it. Personally, to me, it looks like a mini R8. Granted, I understand this is not like a regular first car that people get. It's literally only a 2-litre car. Would literally not insure me in this car. It's not even like they're giving me a high insurance price that like I just don't want to pay. It's like, no, when I type the number plate in, they will physically not give me a quote on the car. They're just unable to provide cover. Then my nan, who's in her late 80s, who's had multiple accidents in the past month, who's written off more than 3 cars, who should not be driving, who's not, like, she's a hazard, she's actually a hazard. He's getting insurance on a car like this for like 400 quid for the year. Like, how does that make sense? I understand it in terms of statistics, like younger people crash more and they're more degenerate and etc, but like, how does that make sense? I just got my license, I'm young, I'm healthy, I can pay for the car, just give me a quote, I'll pay whatever, but just let me get the car. So frustrating because there's nothing you can do about it because you legally need insurance in the UK. So it's not like I can drive and just not have it. I'll just get arrested, like I'll just get done. So it's a legal requirement. I have to have it and they will not give it to me. So I just cannot get the car that I want to get. Even just the TT, it's a bunch of cars. It's a bunch, like any car that I actually want to drive, I can't get. I wanted the Ford Mustang. There's no way in hell I'm even looking at a Ford Mustang for the next 4 years. It's BS. The whole thing's BS. Like, even if I go for like a regular first car and I go for like a Toyota Yaris, my insurance is still going to be like 6 grand. So like, just let me get it. It's just annoying, man. It's just annoying because like I work hard to have things that I want to have and I can have them, but I can't have them. One of you must know some sort of little insurance trick to get me a quote on like a higher power car or whatever. And don't say add yourself as a second driver or any of that nonsense because we all know about this, but just someone help me out, please.
Guys, insurance has got to be one of the biggest scams going. So 2 days ago, I was on the motorway and a rock hit my windscreen literally right there and it's cracked along here. I do have windscreen cover, but now I have to pay an excess of £115 to replace the whole windscreen. So The craziest thing is, if that affects my premium, that means next year when I go to renew, it will go down as a claim and my insurance will be higher. So technically I'm paying them back because I'm paying £115. I think the whole windscreen costs about £300. But if my insurance goes higher next year, I'm paying them back monthly, if that makes sense. So really, it's just like a mind game. Who agrees with me? I'm on the way to auto glass, and yeah, let's see how this goes, guys. Guys, I'm here now. I have to replace the whole windscreen. This is long. I've got to wait around 2.5 hours. Apparently can't wash the car for 24 hours. So yeah, man. The craziest thing is that it wasn't even my fault. It's not like I did it deliberately. Stone literally hit my window while I was driving on the motorway. It weren't even my fault. And now I have to pay, and then my premium goes higher too. Insurance is a big scam, guys.
Guys, I've had enough, man. Why is UK car insurance so peak? Obviously, as many of you guys know, this car is bae. It is my Audi A3 S-Line 8V facelift, and I've had this thing since sixth form. I'm now 20 years old, yeah, in uni. It's time for an upgrade. But damn, when I say insurance is peak, it is peak. I pay £600 a month, yeah, to insure this car. It's a 1.5 litre at the end of the day. No matter how many mods aesthetically you want to do, it's a 1.5 litre at the end of the day. It was a good first car. It is in manual transmission, but bro, £600 a month for 1.5 it's extortion. And obviously, not having a clean license doesn't help either. That's why insurance is so high. It's only 3 points, man. Why is it so high? But yeah, if you guys do have any recommendations on what car I can get and possibly get insured on, comment it down below, because I need you guys' help right now.
Council tax increase. So I don't know if anyone has looked recently, but a lot of councils, including mine, around the country have had their budget meetings. And in those budget meetings, the majority are increasing council tax. In my area, they are increasing it by 4.99%. And in areas like Bradford, I don't know if you saw the full council meeting that took place in Bradford, they are receiving a 10% increase in council tax. So there is a massive council tax hike across the country. And of course, there's uproar. Not just uproar because we are in the middle of a cost of living crisis and an energy crisis, and food poverty is at its all-time highest in recent years, and child poverty is too, especially in those communities that are high in deprivation. Push all that to the side, but on top of paying higher in council tax, a lot of us are losing essential services. We are having massive cuts to service. In my hometown, we don't even have a leisure centre anymore. They've taken that from us. We have nothing left. They're selling off dementia care homes to private investors. This is under a party that was founded on the back of trade unions. So what can you do? This is what you can do. You can mobilise yourselves. You can get in touch with your neighbours and your residents. You can contact trade unions. You can get involved in any way you can.
Ring, ring. Hello, Tom speaking. Hi there, is that Tom? Speaking, that's why I said it's Thomas. Oh yeah, just making sure you got your letter. Who's this? This is your local council. Oh yeah, I got the letter he sent 5 times. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so you know the council tax is going up by 5%. Yeah, great. Yeah, okay. Well, if it's going up, so it doesn't surprise me. But as long as you know, bins are being collected. Yeah, your bins will be collected just once a year now. Once a year. Well, at least the community centres that I use regularly for socialising still there. So yeah. Well, actually, that's going to be closed next month as well, and the sports centre and all local facilities paid for won't be used. So wait a minute, I'm going to pay more for less. I guess when you put it like that, yeah. In what world does somebody pay more for less? Do not take that language of me. I didn't use any language. I said it's threatening. I'm going to report you as a hate crime. No, I didn't mean that in ding dong.
Why is your council tax around £2,000 a year for your little 2-bed house? Yet there are people living in mansions and even palaces with gold taps paying just over £1,000 a year. How does that make sense? Well, here's how the con works. Council tax bans are based on what your house was worth back in 1991. I'm not kidding. The year Nirvana was topping the charts and John Major was Prime Minister. They've never updated them. And why, you ask? Because the rich would have to pay more. And we can't have politicians upsetting their donors, can we? So while your modest home crept up into a Band E, Lord Toffington's 10-bedroom estate is still a Band H, even though it's worth 5 million now. And guess what? Band H is the top band, even if your house is basically Downton Abbey. It's not just unfair, it's a scam. It's time to unfreeze these bands. It's time for the rich to pay their bloody fair share.
So we just got our council tax bill, and I've got to say, it just doesn't make any sense. We live in West Yorkshire, and we live in quite a nice area, and it's gone up to £275 a month, okay? From £250 a month, which was ridiculous anyway, because the bin collections are fortnightly. Do you remember a few years ago when it used to be every week, and then they changed it to fortnightly, and now we're the time with the idea of changing it to monthly? What the are we paying for? Bottom of our road, we've got potholes that have been there for nearly 3 years, that are dangerous for cyclists, motorbikes and cars. And what they're doing about it? The police are pulling people over on the bottom road to make sure the cars are safe on the roads. And there's big holes in roads. I tell you what, I'm dodging potholes. I'm surprised I haven't been pulled over by police to say, oh, we pulled you over, your driving's a bit off, sir. Have you had a drink this afternoon? No, I'm dodging potholes. The drains are a mess, they don't clean them out anymore. So every time it rains, we end up having a flood on the street. Everything's overgrown with weeds and that. It's like that film, I Am Legend, with Will Smith in. It's like an apocalypse has happened on some streets with all overgrown shit. What they're spending money on? Oh, a monument. To show our solidarity for our community. How much was that? 35 million for a rock. Set of d***heads, really are. And what's the local MP doing about it? She's doing oh no, tell a lie, she's actually having a photo shoot outside a flower shop with flowers she hasn't even bought. Look at me, I care about small businesses and the community and people's employment. Then she gives the flowers back, off to the sandwich shop and repeats the same fucking shit and does it all through the community, and then locals are like, oh, she's doing a very good job, isn't she? No, the fake photo shoots. People, wake up, sakes. They had a refurb in their offices, right? New computers, new furniture, redecorated at the council office. It was done 2 years previous. Did they really need to spend that money on that? Unbelievable.
In the UK takes the piss, blood. How can man's car be worth 2 jibs, 2 bags, 2 pesos? And you charging me 8 bags, blood. 8 bags on a Corsa 1.2. Big man, I ain't getting a Lambo insured. I just want the Corsa and road, blood. I need to do Uber Eats, Uber deliveries. You must stop me, man. One thing I hate, UK insurance, they ain't cool, bro. I hate them, bro. So I ain't got a license, fam, no point. I'm gonna get a license, bro. They're gonna charge me Range Rover insurance prices on a bike. I can't do that, bro. I ain't just pumping money into this system, bro. You get me? Rather drive the insurance on a hot one, you get me? When the Insignia crashes, the Insignia gone buy a new one. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. Unfortunately, bro, this is what the world we're living in, bro. Man, I'm saying 8 bags for a car that ain't even worth 8. So why are you insuring 3 different vehicles on the same policy, big man? I don't get it. And then when you question them, oh, can't I get a bit cheap? Oh, you ain't got no claim out. Shut up, man. I don't need this, bro. I don't need insurance. I don't care, bro. The car wax, bro. Jump out, put the belly down, keep it moving. Spider-Man style.
Can we talk about insurance prices in the UK?
Like, why are they so high?
I was 17. I thought, I'll be sensible.
For a 90s Volkswagen. I get the quote. I'm thinking
Maybe £50 a month. No. Guess.
wrong.
500 Great British doubloons a month.
And I thought, no, there must be a mistake.
So I did it again.
600!
You can't keep doing it. I'd have to write the car off
8 times a year to actually make it worth the while.
And God forbid you try and get anything nice.
This BMW
Has my whole family insured on it.
you could dig up
Ancient relatives from back
in the day.
And they could drive this car.
Car insurance, right? Oh my God, what a scam. I mean, I'm not saying car insurance in general. You know, I understand that we need car insurance, you know, obviously for, you know, in case we have an accident, you know, God forbid that we do. But do you know, right, so I'm going to tell you, so my car insurance last year was £129 a month, right? When I say last year, I mean it's just come to an end. And they said that they wouldn't allow me to carry on paying monthly payments. I had to pay the next year up front, which in actual fact was half the price, right? So if I'd have paid it up front, it was £600 and odd, which I didn't have. So I phoned them up and they said, sorry, it's not an option. You can't carry on paying monthly. I was like, right, okay. So thank you. Have a nice day. So I went to do a new search, right? So the cheapest that I could get that I've obviously had to buy is, it was £160 deposit and then £111 a month. So it's gone down, what, 18 quid a month, right? I've been driving for 18 years. I've got 12 years no claims, right? And my insurance for my car, that is just for social only because I don't commute to work, right? So my car is actually parked outside my caravan, like most of the time. It doesn't go anywhere. And the cheapest I could get is £111 a month, and I've been driving for 18 years, right? Is this just me? Like, is anyone else getting scammed like this? And, it boils my because I have to have it. You have to pay it. There's no like, you have to have it. So you have to pay that. Does anyone else have this? Is it just me?
Why is car insurance for 19, 18-year-olds so expensive? I need insurance for my car, right? And my car isn't like 2024, whatever. My car is a 2009 car, Skoda Fabia. You're telling me I have to pay almost £500 a month for this car? Like, what did I do? Why is it so expensive? And trust me, I tried everything to make it cheaper. I even tried the third party and fire thefts kind of stuff. Still £400. Like, it's a struggle. Like, my car's cheaper than that. My car's cheaper than that. And it's just because I am 19. I haven't tried it on my mum. She passed her test a year earlier than me. And she's getting like £90 a month, 100. Like, that's okay. £400 for my car insurance. What did I do? At this point, I just want to buy a electric bike and just go anywhere with it because I'm so over it.
Hello.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
I want to insure my car.
What car is it?
It's a Ford Focus 2013.
Do you know the registration number?
The registration number is R738A.
And where do you park the car?
Thank you. Yes, I'll park it in my house.
Address, please.
73 Johnson Street.
In a locked garage or on the road?
Locked garage.
Okay. Just 1 second, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, that's £730.
How much?
£730. Is that okay?
I don't understand. How much is that monthly?
Oh, it's £730 a month.
Sorry?
Each month. Do you want to know the yearly amount?
No. Wait. £730 a month.
That's correct, yes.
Why?
Oh, okay, I can add some additional covers like legal cover and breakdown cover. That's £900 a month, sir. That's
fine.
What I can do for you, sir, if you get in today,
no, thank
that'll
you.
be
I don't want to add anything.
£3 a month.
Thank you, bye.
Okay.
Hello, thanks for calling 73 Auto.
Yeah, I'm the guy who just bought the car.
Oh, hi, Mr. Kenny.
Yes, sir. How many days do I have before I return it?
You have 14 days from today to return the car.
Bye.
There's a new rule in the UK when it comes to car insurance. The colour of your car now affects the price way more than your age. Yes, you heard me correctly. From Monday the 1st of April 2025, the colour of your car affects the insurance price more than how old you are. If you read this here, according to insiders, insurers have secretly been using colour-based risk assessment for years and people do not know about it. How crazy is that? What colour cars are the most expensive? Well, red cars are 40% higher than most other cars. Drivers of red cars are 62% more likely to be pulled over for speeding, says insurance analyst Mark Treadway. The bright colour makes people feel like they're in a Ferrari, even though they're driving a Ford Fiesta. That is mad. If you have a black car, they're harder to see at night, so it's a 25% increase.
Bright green cars, uninsurable, question mark. The study found that insurers refuse to cover lime green cars, citing a statistical anomaly we can't explain. April Fool's got you. However, the colour of your car does slightly affect your premiums.
Talking about councils wasting money just when I thought I'd seen it all. So the York and Yorkshire Combined Authority have got a new logo, and their logo was changed from this, which is a nice logo, to a new one, which I thought might have contained the white rose, seeing as that's the logo of Yorkshire, but no, it's changed to this. And do you know how much that cost? Nearly £32,000 to create that. 32 grand. So our tax, council tax, is going up, and this is the type of shit that it's funding. £32,000 for a think tank to come up with a logo like that. Words really do escape me at this point. I'm having to sift through my brain to grab words to try and make this shit make sense. First off, what was wrong with the old one? Secondly, how did that cost 32 grand? I just don't see how they can defend it. And seeing as though I'm up here in North Yorkshire and I don't know what's going on in the rest of the UK regarding logos of certain things, where you are, has your logo changed? Is there anything that's been spent ridiculous fucking money on airbrain schemes like this? It's irresponsible and abhorrent. There are so many people all over this app that are saying, I aren't paying council tax anymore. And when you see shit like that, you don't even have to explain why. 32 grand. I'm just lost for words.
Just finished raking the front garden, guys. For the second time, because this is what I'm paying, over £150 council tax. Yeah, look at the pavement. Yeah, they came, they done half the road, said they ran out of bags, and then they left it. Yeah, £150 odd every month, council tax, and this is how the council have the road. Yep. So that's the second time I had to rake the garden. Give me back my money. What are you doing with it? Terrible, man.
How much my council tax is? It's like this many. That's a lot, isn't it? You'd pay it monthly. It's $109 monthly, but that's a lot, man. I get a discount because I'm a loser single person, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of money. What are the charges for? They want the city council. They want the majority of it. Fair enough. The police never do nothing for me. They used to harass me when I was younger, mean police. They want 200 quid. And then the fire people, you know what? The fire people, they can have their money. I like the fire people because if my house was on fire, they're going to save me. The CPCA mayoral precept. I can't read today. I don't know what that is. I don't want to pay that one. Can I have my £24 back, please?
I exposed some of my expenses for July, and the thing that most people were surprised about was the price of my council tax. Girl, me too. Let me tell you why. So when I bought the house, I considered the council tax band, because that's what it tells you to do, right? Wrong. There's no point. Basically, before purchasing the house, I was in the council tax band B. When I started paying council tax, I was in council tax band B, which I was fine with, okay? I was very happy with that. What happened was, a few months after moving into the house, I received a letter from the valuations office telling me that my council tax band was going to be reconsidered because they don't believe it to be accurate. And I was a bit like, what? Is this even a legit letter? It was addressed to me, but I didn't feel like it was for me. So I ignored it. couple of weeks later, I received another letter basically saying, yep, we've reevaluated and your council tax band will be changing from B to C. That comes with a price change. Yeah, I don't know how you're just whacking price changes on people, but okay. So it did change. So the next time I was like reevaluated, like the new year, I think it's a new tax year where the council tax band does its thing. It was very much giving council tax band C prices, and I had no choice but to pay it. So I do get single person discount. So another question that was commonly asked was, is this with the single person discount, 25%? Yes, it is, but it's still that price. However, if it makes you feel better, because it kind of makes me feel better, my payments are spread over 10 months as opposed to 12. So that's probably why they seem slightly higher per month, maybe, I don't know. But that is basically what happens. So just so you know, your council tax band can change. So if you're buying a house, just take that into consideration. I also appealed, by the way, declined. And it's basically told me that it doesn't matter, that pretty much everyone on the road is still council tax band B, because theirs will change once a house is like transferred ownership, but they can't do it without that. So yeah. Just know your council tax band can change.
So, guys, there's something I'm trying to understand, and I'm a bit confused. So, last year, my car insurance was, let's imagine a figure of £400 in a year. And so, today, I'm about to renew that same car. I haven't used the car for almost like 4 years or 3 years without having any accident or making any claim. So I decided to get across to my car insurance firm, and they're telling me my car insurance that was £400 a year last year, and telling me it's about £2,000 this year. How is that possible? From £400 to £2,000 in a year for car insurance? A car that I've never used. I've never hit anybody. Nobody has hit me before. I've never made any claim. And so I was asking them, what is the reasons why it is that high? And they said cost of living. How does cost of living, how does it affect car insurance? How does it affect car insurance? I don't understand. So I'm going to pay £2,000 and I have to still be careful not to get any car hits. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. What is really happening? What is happening, guys? Because I'm so confused. Do you also feel the same way? Do you
just want to be able to insure a BMW without it costing the value of the car?
Let's have a chat about UK car insurance and why it is so backwards, coming from a professional driver, a Class 1 driver. Now, I spend all day out on the road, and I am telling you categorically that the most risky, dangerous drivers are the elderly. And they quite often will pay the lowest insurance premiums, even though I feel they pose the biggest risk on the roads. Not being funny, but if I, in a 44-ton Arctic, can overtake little Doris in her Honda Jazz while going uphill, she's the problem. Old people whose eyesight is so bad they can't read road signs until they're 2 feet away from it, they are the problem. Younger people, especially car enthusiasts, like the girl that is mentioned in this video who I've tagged, they aren't the issue. They're decent drivers. They take care of their cars. Now, unfortunately, in this country, insurance prices are based off of statistics. I think they should be means tested. So, for example, because I'm a lorry driver, even though I am more highly qualified than the vast majority of drivers on the road, because of my profession, my insurance premium on my car goes up. And that's because lorry drivers are more likely to be involved in incidents than people who don't drive professionally. Well, yes, that's because we can easily do over 100,000 miles a year. And little Doris in her Honda Jazz only ever drives to Tesco and Gala Bingo. Probably does 6,000 miles in a year. I think insurance premiums should be means tested. I think things like eyesight tests, reaction times, knowledge of road signs should all come into play. So then insurance premiums for young drivers would probably decrease.
Don't say I didn't warn you. I've been banging on about it for so long. And this is why I've always said in my videos, if you're going to do it, make sure you do it now and be quick. Because this has happened. Insurance premiums set to rise by an average of 6% by 2026. So So if your insurance is already through the roof, it's going to be even worse by 2026. The rise of insurance claims in 2024 have raised major questions for insurance companies. That's just an excuse for them to make up more numbers. Please tell me why, when there's an insurance crisis in the UK, insurance companies are profiting from it. Last year in 2024, insurance companies across the UK made record profits. That just says it all. And this is why I do the car insurance hacks, because so many people are getting shafted and it's not fair. And that's why I'm trying to help people. So if you want to beat the 6% rise, drop a comment saying save or use the link in my bio. I can help you save money on your car insurance legally. And I offer a money back guarantee if you don't save anything, because I'm trying to help you. But you need to be quick.
How is it allowed to issue someone a fine without providing evidence of why you're issuing the fine? How is that allowed? How is it allowed? So I got a parking ticket in March, residents only parking. However, there was no road markings to suggest that, and no sign. So imagine this, my friends parked on this road, there was a sign saying residents only parking, and there was parking markings on the road there. This is one space, that's another space, that's another space. She parked there. We all knew that she was about to get a ticket. Me, however, me and our other friend, I drove around the area to try find somewhere that I'm allowed to park, right? I was being sensible, with, you know, spend money like you don't like money. I'm not giving my money to you for no reason. Just so this street, we're absolutely fine. No sign, nothing. I parked there, still got a ticket. I appealed the ticket. I said, I think this is incorrect. I think this is a mistake. I wasn't parked on a residence permit. Like, why have I got this ticket? Hi, Amelia, you were blah, 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 whatever. I said, okay. The photos, the evidence photos are just pictures of my car. There's no sign there. There's no road markings. You can see that. So like, I'll happily pay the ticket if you just show me where the sign is. Prove in the evidence photos, as you're supposed to, that I'm in a residence parking. They can't do it. I mean, they are refusing. We've gone back and forth with each other a lot now, right? Because you know what it is? It's principle. It's actually principle. I said, like, they're saying, I don't know what to say, Amelia, you must have driven past the sign. Show me the sign then, and I'll pay it. Because right now, your evidence, you've not got evidence, you've just taken pictures of my car. And you can see that there's no markings to even suggest it's a parking space. It's just a road. Like, I've just parked on a road. There's no double yellow lines, nothing. They are point blank refusing. Then one of my appeals, it was on PCN on hold. They took it off hold without telling me, and then sent me a letter and doubled the fine, more than doubled. Excuse me. I contacted them again and said, how can I take this further? You've been issued with a notice of rejection. You have to pay, otherwise it'll go up another 50%. From 75, they want to then charge me 140, 150 pounds for parking parking on a road. Let's be serious. How are they actually allowed to do this? No one, like, I'm not even a stubborn person, but principle matters. Do you get what I mean? No one in that office who's dealing with this case has looked at that and been like, she's got a very valid point. That road's got road markings and a sign. Where she parked, there's no parking markings on the ground. There's no sign. So how's she supposed to know if this is a whole residents only space? There's a distinctive difference from where I parked and where it says this is residents parking only. Distinctive difference. So maybe that's an issue that we need to sort out. If this is also residents only road, we should make that clear, because otherwise we're tricking people. Do you know what I mean? So we should cancel that PCN. No, someone on that office is going on like I am personally owing them a mil. They're acting like I personally owe them a mil. I will go to court. Genuinely, I can actually see myself in court, like, fighting my corner here, because I think this is outrageous. I said so many times I'll happily pay it if you just prove to me where the sign is. Prove to me that I was in the wrong, I was in residents only parking. Just show me. Why is that so hard? No, why is that so hard? You provide evidence photos, so provide me with the evidence. Because all this guy's done is taken pictures of my car. There's nothing on those photos to suggest I'm in a residence parking only. Can you see how outrageous this is? It's really annoyed me, actually. I just think it's outrageous. 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 I think it's disgusting, to be honest. I really do.
Have you heard of the Drax Power Station? Drax Power Station, I believe it's in Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire type area. And it's basically one of the biggest power stations in the UK, produces quite a lot of our energy capacity. And it's been converted. It used to be a gas power station, gas and coal-fired power station, I believe. And it took its coal from sort of the Nottinghamshire, Derbyshire, South Yorkshire sort of coalfields, all within 25, 30 miles of it. Drax now runs by burning wood pellets, and those wood pellets mostly are imported from Canada and North America. And those pellets are made from large forest areas that are cut down in Canada and North America. So supposedly good for the environment because it's not using gas or coal, but burns wood instead, which causes deforestation in North America. So there's some questions to be asked about that. But one of the biggest questions to be asked is cost. Drax received and continues to receive huge subsidies from the government. And Ed Miliband, I believe, today is trying to push through a new bill to continue and increase those subsidies to Drax, the company that runs it, and the power station itself. And just to put that into perspective, gas that was produced previously used to cost £74 per megawatt hour of energy. Drax costs, I think it's £154 per megawatt hour of energy. So it's costing more than double the cost of gas, more than double. How is that even slightly cost effective? We are subsidising the importation of forests being chopped down in Canada and North America, then put on ships, sailed all the way across, presumably to Liverpool or Glasgow maybe, and then driven in lorries or put on trains down to Drax in Nottinghamshire, and then burned to produce the energy that we need. And that is costing us more than twice what we were previously paying for the production of energy, which was coming from gas or coal. And that apparently is both good for the environment and cost effective. Really? Does that make any logical sense to any of you? Number one, I'd question whether that's a renewable source of energy. Okay, trees do regrow, so it's renewable in that sense, but it's causing deforestation. If you chop down huge swathes of forest, then A, that looks terrible, B, it's bad for the environment, and C, forests are one of the best, and trees are one of the best absorbers of CO2 in the atmosphere. So by chopping down those forests, you're actually leading to more CO2 in the atmosphere because those trees would have absorbed a great deal of CO2 and they're no longer there. You're then presumably using shitloads of fuel to transport it from the forests in Canada to ports in Canada and North America, shitloads more fuel to put it on ships which sail across the Atlantic, then more energy to transport it, whether that's by road or train, to Drax, and then you're burning those trees, and all of that is costing double. Please, someone who maybe knows this industry better than me, explain to me how that makes any logical sense, either from an environmental perspective, a CO2 emissions perspective, or a cost perspective. Explain it to me. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm missing something here. But those are the facts I've seen, those are the costs that I've seen. And I believe Ed Miliband, as I say, and the government are trying to push through today in Parliament further subsidies for Drax Power Station. Double the cost. And is it environmentally friendly? You tell me.
Now I've just been thinking about this net zero, especially this week. What's the point in it really? Because we've got all these wind farms around the country trying to give us electricity, but this week it hasn't worked because we've had to import electricity from France to keep us in power. So I think it's ridiculous. What do you think? Now, that's buying energy just so we can carry on in our daily lives, really, to charge all these electric cars that they're pushing on us that need to be powered up, but not by renewable energy, because the wind farms can't keep up with it, and the solar panels can't do it neither. We have to keep importing, like we have done this week. So what's the point in it, really? Because at the end of the day, when our Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is doing trade deals with the United States and wants to import beef, bringing beef all the way from USA to here, how is that net zero? When we've got our own beef here in the fields eating grass to be eaten eventually. So what's the point in him doing all this when Keir Starmer's actually importing, going to import beef from America? Where's the logic? There isn't any, is there really? So net zero, I think, is a load of because everybody says it is, and the infrastructure isn't there to charge all these electric cars anyway. And even if it was, the wind farm can't do it, nor the solar panels. So we've got to keep importing electricity. So why don't we just build our own power stations? Why didn't we go nuclear 20 years ago? Problem solved. He must have some good mates that give him some big backhanders, because I think it's ridiculous, to be honest. What are your thoughts? Please like and share and follow. Comment below.